Hey guys, this is Miles from Swiss Crypto Podcast, and today I'm gonna have a look at Apple getting into the blockchain space. Actually, I was having a talk about Apple and blockchain and cryptocurrency last week with a very old friend. If you're listening, hello to you. I think I have some very interesting things for you and also for you other guys. So let's get started. First, I want to have a look at where Apple is standing at the moment with its interest in blockchain and cryptocurrency. Then we'll have a look at the Apple Pay Cash Card, and in the end, where this all could probably head to with Apple and also Samsung getting into the cryptocurrency space. So to start things off, Apple hasn't been much in the news in the last 2, even 3 years when it comes to blockchain and crypto. I've really had to dig into a bit deeper to find anything about that. Apple is really not giving out a lot of information about its relations to cryptocurrency and blockchain. But if you look for it, you'll definitely find something. In a filing from 2018 to the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, Apple mentioned that they are actively contributing to a blockchain team or to several blockchain teams, and that just shows us that this big company is in no way sleeping when it comes to new technologies like blockchain, like cryptocurrencies. And I would be honestly surprised if it would be the other way. I've really expected Apple to get into the cryptocurrency space, to get into the blockchain space, and that's what they did. They gave away a little bit of information in that filing to the SEC. If you're interested in that, link is below in the description. It's quite a long thing to read. I think the main points are that they are supporting blockchain development teams and that they are up to date when it comes to technology. And we've also heard word of Apple's co-founder Steve Wozniak getting involved in specific blockchain projects. He was telling the press that he's now for the first time, getting into a blockchain company. He said it won't be a blockchain company that will launch an ICO or that will substantially rise in value. It will be a blockchain company that will mainly work on the technology itself. And I think when we see Steve Wozniak getting into things like that, when we see famous people from the technology space getting into technologies like that, then we can pretty much assume that we aren't on the wrong way at all. Apple also announced in 2017 at the WWDC that you can and will be able to send and receive money to and from friends via iMessage. And that's the part where I want to talk about Apple's Pay Cash Card. It allows users to, as I already said, to send and receive money from friends. You can use that service via your iMessage. You simply type in the amount of cash you want to send to your friend and you send it away, and that's been it. They claim that no fees will be charged. That sounded very nice to me, so I investigated for a little bit how this works, because I see a lot of crypto potential, if I want to call it that, especially in this niche that Apple is now also taking advantage of. So let's have a look at what the Apple Pay Cash Card really is. The Apple Pay Cash Card is a part of a digital wallet that is on every newer iOS phone, and its purpose is to simply store value. It's provided by Green Dot Bank, so it's not a magical wallet where the money goes in and out and everything's fine. You're actually opening an account with the Green Dot Bank if you want to use the Apple Pay Cash Card. A lot of people won't pay attention to that, I believe. You really have to read into how this whole thing works. I just wanted to mention that, just be informed, you're actually opening an account with that bank to use that Apple Pay cash card. To have money on that, you have to preload it with a specific payment card. Could be a credit or a debit card. And then you can use the money that you preloaded onto that card to send to friends. However, this payment card that funds your Apple Pay cash card can actually charge you fees. I found that in the terms and conditions. Was a lot of reading, but it was worth it. If you have a closer look at it, it says you agree to pay us the following fees for your use of the services: transfer using a credit card, 3% of the transaction amount funded with a credit card, and if you're using an eligible prepaid card, then you're paying 0% of fee, which is quite nice. But what I believe is the case that most of Americans, prove me wrong, could be that I'm wrong, but I think most of Americans are using a lot of credit cards. And I think most of the people that use a credit card to use that Apple Pay cash card to preload it with money aren't aware that they are actually paying 3% transactions fees with every load that they put on the Apple Pay cash card. So the idea of the whole project is very nice, but it certainly isn't for free. All in all, this sounds very nice to me. It's a very nice project, and I've waited for quite a long time until Apple came up with this. It was just the next logical step to take for the company to offer their clients, and it very much also sounds like a pre-stage crypto wallet to me. They already bring all the preconditions that we would expect the company to bring to launch a crypto wallet. It all sounds like it could be a crypto wallet, but it still works with the bank account that gets made or opened for every user that wants to use it. I see a lot of potential in the service actually for a cryptocurrency. This could be a cryptocurrency launched by Apple themselves. We don't have information about that one. That's just pure speculation. But there are also a lot of cryptocurrencies out there that would fit perfectly into this system provided by Apple. And to show you how important a cryptocurrency would be, especially in this case, I did a little bit of more digging, and from how I understood the mechanism, how this Apple Pay cash card works, the whole thing works on a rolling 7-day period. So if you send your friend money, it'll show up in his Apple Pay cash card immediately, but it will take up to 7 days until it's settled in the bank accounts that you have with Green Dot Bank. So that takes 7 days. And we know a lot of cryptocurrencies like XRP from Ripple or Litecoin or even Bitcoin with Bitcoin Lightning that could solve that middle step that Apple could potentially eliminate in the future, that they get rid of banks, that they get rid of transaction fees, and could provide their customers with smoother, faster, and less costly payment service. To end this podcast, I want to just mention, some of you probably heard about Samsung providing a crypto wallet in its new Samsung Galaxy phone. They announced it this week, or was it last week, which is a very cool step forward. I'm pretty sure, and I really expect that from Apple, that they will also announce something like that. If Samsung comes out with a crypto wallet on their new phones, it won't take a lot of time until Apple will probably provide something similar. So it could indeed be that the next iPhone or the second next iPhone will also provide a crypto wallet, probably next to that Apple Pay cash card. Who knows? That's going to be very interesting. Just keep in mind, all those big companies with a lot of power like Samsung, Apple, and Google, as soon as they bring out blockchain projects and crypto wallets, they will bring it to the masses. They just have to flick the switch, if you want to say. So Samsung certainly did a very important step into the right direction, and I'm pretty sure Apple will follow in the next 6 to 18 months. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that podcast. It was a really interesting one for me too, because I wasn't familiar with the terms and conditions of that Apple Pay cash card. I haven't used it myself yet, so it was very interesting to read into it. If you want to add something, if you have user experience with that Apple Pay cash card, with Apple in general providing payment service, then comment down below. I'll certainly check the comments out. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the podcast. Subscribe to the channel, that will mean a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next podcast.